Hello, YouTube friends. Let me say hello to all my friends in YouTube world. We're going to do a little garden update today. But before we do, we're going to go over here in the cabin and take us a little break. And real quick, I talked to two of them grandsons of mine. And they seem to think that was an accident. I'm going to go talk to the one that owns the Snake-O and see what he says. I don't think Jax and Elias would fib about it. But we're going to get to the bottom of it. We'll sit down here and take us a little break. We've been out working in the garden, and we have been working on the camper. But we'll give you a camper update sometime this week. We're moving right along on the camper, that's for sure. Garden, I told you before. There's only 2 times a year that I like to garden. That's in the spring when I first plant it, and in the fall when I take the last one out of the ground. That's because from spring to fall, there's not a whole lot to do in the garden. You can heal it, maybe a little bit, weed it, but that's about all. Thinking about planting some cantaloupes late in the year, but I researched it. You can plant cantaloupe in Ohio in July. I think about after the middle of July, you run out of time. But I got some seed, I'm going to plant them. I planted the pumpkins over there. I'll show you them. They're looking pretty good. The plants are. Came up from seed that was gave to me. But I was thinking about a friend of mine today. A good person. Very good person. God gave me some good sound advice a couple of years ago. And I'm going to take her advice. I'm going to kind of slow down a little bit as we go along, and I'm going to start downsizing the workload. I'm just getting a little bit too old for it. The winters are too cold, and the summers are too hot. But we're definitely going to downsize that garden starting next year, Lord willing. And we'll probably move it over here to the newer ground and just raise a little garden right there. Just don't really have time to put in the garden like I'd like to. But gardens take a lot of work. And any homesteader out there knows that you can get burned out. You can get burned out real quick if you're a homesteader. That's a fact. And any homesteader that says that they don't get burned out on the workload, I don't believe them. But I'm going to show you around, show you the garden. Got some stuff growing, looking pretty good. A lot of weeds. Used to worry about the old timers and what they would say if they came and seen the weeds in the garden. But I got thinking about them as well, and they're all gone. So I'm not going to worry about them weeds. I'm not going to worry about what somebody thinks about them. I'm going to get what I can get out of that garden and thank the Lord and move right along. But let's go out here and I'll show you what I've been up to. And before we walk over there in that garden, it is about 90 degrees here in the heart of it all today. It's been in the 90s for the last couple of weeks. And you can see that the ground is pretty dry. But one of these days I'm going to make a video on it. How the ground can fool you. You need to learn the ground of where you're at. The ground here in Ohio will hold moisture for a long time. It's deceiving. You can take a look at the top and you just think it's not, it's too dry, but it's really not. I have been watering the plants today. We got a bunch of tomatoes. Some of them are standing up pretty good, got them tied up good. We did get a big rain about 3 weeks ago, and it pretty much knocked them down. This cabbage don't look too awful bad, but you can see the damage on that cabbage. That's a cabbage moth. If you remember, we had the potatoes over there. We had the emerald potato bug, and it just destroyed the cabbage. It's even gotten on the Brussels sprout. That is it's called a cabbage moth. It's white. It's like a white little butterfly. But they will eat the cabbage down to nothing. And the Brussels sprouts. And broccoli. And cauliflower. They will just tear it up. But they've been on this cabbage back here. I'm not going to worry too much about the cabbage. I can buy it cheaper than I can raise it. Tomato plants, beans are looking good. These 2 rows are looking pretty good. But I want you to look at the peppers. Man, we got a bunch of them. And I think we're going to get quite a bit of beans. Not no bushels and bushels, but we're going to get beans, that's for sure. But it's that time of year. Time for everything to come off. Just like I feel that the Lord planned it that way. It's a season. These are a brandywine tomato here. I really was hoping that these would do good. I'm wanting to try one on a bologna sandwich. Well, I've already tried one on a bologna sandwich, and my, it was good. I'll show you these in a minute. I put them in another video, but yeah, I don't know what in the world. The beans over here seem like they kind of kicked out of it. They're doing all right. Now I got 2 rows of beans here. I'm getting ready to pull them and till it up. I think that tree right there might have a lot to do with what's growing over here. I've already ate all the onions. Show you them flowers one more time. They sure are pretty this year. I come in here and gave them a good watering. And the other day, I don't have a clue how that even got in that seed. And this seed is old. But zinnia will fool you. I'm happy to see that right there. Here's a buddy. You don't see a whole lot of bees here in Ohio anymore. But I like the zinnia. Zinnia will grow on a rock. That's what my mother used to say. They'll grow anywhere. Let's go back down through here real quick. And then we'll go over here and check the pumpkins out. I think that this is going to be a good year for the pears. I'm going to make me a little something out of them pears. But this tree is loaded. And so is this little one. And we got apples as well. A few. They don't never do very good. Let's walk over here and check these pumpkins out. You know, you seen in my last garden update video, I had this all tilled and looking good. You can see how quick the weeds will come back. But we're going to get in here and till it again. I think we're going to get some pumpkins. Yes, I do. All I need is a couple of them. We got a voluntary something growing right there. This is where I get my water for the garden. You can see how much I put on the garden so far. And real quick, we've got something voluntary growing right here. So we're just going to wait and see what it is. I'll be updating you on that pretty soon. Coming along. Here's the cantaloupe seed that I actually got out of a cantaloupe. And I'm going to plant them. Here's the garlic. Garlic's dry enough. I'm going to take this garlic and break it down and put it in the freezer. Let me say God bless to you. Hope the video ain't too long for you. Thanks for coming by and watching. We'll catch you in the next one.